Yeah. Came in 17. Damn.
Hi folks, Dutchy here from Dutchy Cooking. Today we're going to be making this, Harira. It's a Moroccan stew come type soup. We're going to be cooking it in the wood-fired oven, and this is going to be a one-pot meal. If you're interested in making this dish, all the ingredients are on screen now, so why not screenshot it and keep it for your library. So one of the first things we need to do is to get our cast iron skillet into the wood-fired oven to get it warmed up. So as you can see, under the pot I've got a little trivet. We've got some hot embers under there just to get this pot nice and warm before we start pouring some oil in. So now the pot's warmed up, we're just going to add 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. The cast iron back in now and just let this oil warm up. So that's had a couple of minutes. To the pot we're going to add 500 grams, that's a pound of diced lamb. All we're going to do is even it out. We're just going to seal this lamb off so it's a nice brown colour. We'll pop that back in and let the heat do its magic. So this lamb's almost brown all over. We'll just give it a stir. We'll pop it back in for a couple more minutes. So our lamb is brown all over. And all we do now is remove it. I've just got a clean bowl here that I'm removing the lamb into. Harira is a traditional Moroccan soup of tomato, lentils and chickpeas. Wonderfully fragrant with zesty seasoning, it often ranks high on lists of must-try Moroccan foods. It's a popular offering in Morocco homes and restaurants, and you can even buy it on the street food scene. We're going to leave these juices in the pan and we're going to add 1 chopped onion. Give it a bit of a shake around and get it into the oven. And all we're looking for these onions is just to soften. Give them a stir. These onions have soaked up that lamb flavour. So these onions are just turning translucent. So to this we're going to add 2 chopped garlic cloves, and 1 tablespoon of ginger puree. Give them a quick mix in. And we'll get these back in the oven. And we're going to cook them for about 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, we've got 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. We'll just add this in. We're just going to mix this through thoroughly with the onions and the garlic. And we'll cook this out for 2 minutes, get rid of that bitterness taste of the tomato. So now we're ready to start building this pot. So first thing back in is our lamb. Then we've got 1 can of brown lentils, 1 can of chickpeas, 1 can of chopped tomatoes, give them a good stir with the old Dutchy stick. A lot of people keep asking me about this implement I'm using now. It's just a silicone double-ended spatula that I picked up. I wish I could buy them and market them. So now we're going to start adding some aromatics. 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground turmeric, and 1 tablespoon of salt. I'll give these a good mix. Although harira is prepared year round, it's famously associated with Ramadan, where it's likely to be served alongside other traditional foods to break the fast. Then we've got 3 tablespoons of vermicelli. Seems a little bit odd adding like a vermicelli to a Moroccan dish, but that's what it calls for. So we get these mixed in as well. Now we're going to add some stock. I've got 2 cups of lamb stock. When you make this dish, you can make it with chicken or beef or the lamb. So obviously you'd use the relevant stock, but I'm going lamb as it's traditional in Morocco. That's all stirred in nice. Lid on. Let's get in our oven. This is going to go in here for about an hour, hour and a half. We're going to put the door on. We're cooking at about 150 degrees C. So it's had 1.5 hours. The smell is amazing. So I'm just going to give this a good stir around. And now we're going to add some herbs. We've got 1 handful of chopped parsley, 1 handful of chopped coriander, we'll give these a good mix in. There's 2 ways you can serve this dish. You can either serve it as a soup, which would make it a bit thinner with some more stock, or you can serve it as a stew, like this consistency. So, lid on. I'm going to turn this pot to 180 degrees to give it an even cook. Put it back in, and that's going to go back in for another hour and a half. Door on, and we'll see you in an hour and a half. As you can see, our harira is bubbling away nicely. I've just got some dough here. We're just going to chuck it in and make a type of flatbread. Just cooking that on the oven floor. That's cooked. Our harira is cooked. So we're just going to serve this with some of our flatbread, a wedge of lemon, some coriander and a spoonful of Greek yogurt.